Hello everyone, welcome again to another edition of Sports Masters. We are your hosts, Movie Master Mike.
And Boston Boy.
And we are back and just as mediocre as ever with Week 7 of the 2015 NFL season. And Week 6 was a doozy. We got quite a few wrong.
Especially me.
Yeah, you
Small
went...
town
you went...
10-4.
4 and 10.
Or I meant 4 and 10, right?
4 and 10, and I went 8 and 6. So we didn't do too well. So
throughout the week, I wasn't even thinking in those terms until we did the count. My goodness, really bad. But
yeah, I remember as the games were happening, I was like, oh my god, I got that one wrong, and that one, and that one. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But let's do a recap of Week 6. Week 6, we had the Falcons at the Saints. We both went Falcons, and the Saints won at home, which I guess is good.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks for our picks, but it's good for the Saints because they looked like they were not going to win another game.
Well, it looks like they're going to lose the division anyway. I don't think it really matters, but
yeah.
We'll see.
But it is a divisional game, so that could be like a tiebreaker at the end of the season.
That's true.
All right, then moving to the Sunday games, we had the Bengals at the Bills. We both went Bengals, and they won, which is good because we don't want the Bills to win any games.
Right.
Next, we had the Broncos and the Browns. You went Browns.
Browns, and they almost won.
They almost won. The Broncos are not playing well.
Yeah.
A good play here and there just to win them the game.
Right.
Like, usually it's their defense. This game, it was a pass, and they ran in for the touchdown to win the game. But yeah, the Broncos aren't looking really strong. So
no, not at all.
it wasn't like a bad choice to choose the Browns because they've almost lost almost every game.
Right.
So, but the Broncos did end up winning 26-23. Then we had the Bears at the Lions. We both went Bears because the Lions just looked so pathetically helpless.
Right.
And the Bears weren't looking that bad.
They looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The Lions looked good, but yeah, and the Bears have been looking better too. I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I thought the Lions have looked really badly.
Yeah. Well,
but the Lions ended up winning 37-34.
Yeah.
So good for the Lions. They got their first win of the season
against
a divisional team. That's good. Next we had the Texans, at the Jaguars. We both went Jags.
Which I'm surprised they did that, but.
Well, I mean, they were playing a little better than the Texans. The Texans looked
pretty bad.
Yeah. But the Texans ended up winning 31-20. Yeah. Then we had the Chiefs at the Vikings. My initial reaction was go Chiefs, and your initial reaction was to go Vikings.
Right.
But then I ended up going with the Vikings. And you ended up going
Chiefs.
And the Vikings ended up winning 16-10. So it wasn't that great of a game. But the Chiefs, what happened?
I don't know, man. Alex Smith, what happened,
Yeah. All right, next we had the Dolphins at the Titans. We both went Titans because they've been looking pretty good.
And the Dolphins are looking pretty bad.
Yeah.
They had a new coach, but he apparently fired their asses up because 38-10 was the final on that one.
Yeah, the Dolphins ended up winning on the road.
Yeah.
And next we had the Redskins at the Jets. I went Jets, you went Redskins.
I just can't pick Jets. I won't be picking them this week either, whoever they're playing.
Yeah, and the Jets won 34-20. So I got that one right. And then we had the Cardinals at the Steelers, and the Cardinals lost 25-13. We both went Cardinals, obviously.
Yeah.
And which is weird because this is the quarterback that I thought they were using a couple of weeks ago against the Ravens when it ended up being Michael Vick.
Right.
I thought it was this guy.
And he was firing on all cylinders, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He had some throws that I think he got really lucky that the guy ended up getting, but he led him to a victory.
Yeah,
so he'll probably remain. I think that was Michael Vick's last game ever in the NFL. I can only hope because.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was a different quarterback for this game, and it wasn't Michael Vick. Just like I didn't know that it was Michael Vick.
Well, it was Michael Vick up until I think it was in the second quarter.
Oh, really? Okay, see, I didn't even know that. I thought the other guy played the whole game. Anyway, next we had the Panthers at the Seahawks. You went Seahawks at home.
Seahawks at home.
And I went with the undefeated Panthers.
Here's another thing. The Panthers, the Seahawks, of all the games that Cam Newton has played, it was the biggest differential. It was crazy, how low his passer rating has been. I don't know. They won. It was a big surprise. The Seahawks are just that bad this year. They're not playing well.
They're not playing very well at all.
The defense, there was towards the end, there was a play that really lost them the game where they didn't know what was going on, and the guy was wide open, the Greg Olsen, the tight end.
Right. Yeah, so the Panthers won that one. They're still undefeated. Next we had the Ravens at the Niners. You wanted to switch your pick to the Niners.
Did. Mm-hmm.
But you stuck with the Ravens. We both went Ravens, and they lost 20-25, which is good. I mean, Kaepernick actually played pretty well. He was throwing the ball.
Yeah. And
it looked pretty good. So he needs to look like that all the time, not like this guy that just gets sacked or picked all the time.
Sack or pick.
Yeah. And then we had the Chargers at the Packers. We both went Packers, and they won, of course. Again, not a huge defeat, 27-20.
Yeah.
So the Packers aren't.
And the Chargers almost won. They threw a pick in the end zone to would have tied the game, but.
Yeah, so I mean.
Or the Chargers? Did I say Packers?
No, I think you said Chargers. But the Packers aren't dominating like they probably should be,
Should, yeah.
but they're still winning.
Chargers
the
are a good team.
Yeah, and they're still undefeated. The Packers are. Next, we had the Patriots at the Colts. We both went Patriots, and they won.
And it was a close game.
Yeah, it was a lot closer than the numbers say. The numbers say 34-27. It seemed a lot closer. I mean, the Colts had the upper hand at the half by 1 point.
Yeah.
But
And that play, we have to say something about that ridiculous play. Like, what the
that's
heck?
like the stupidest play I've ever seen in
Yeah,
my
and you
life.
tried explaining it that like it was a way for them to gauge like how they were lining up, and then they were gonna based on what they did, the guy wasn't supposed to snap the ball, but how do you not know to not do that? How does that happen? How did it happen? Like what the hell? But it's great. But.
It was just so weird watching it. Like in watching the game, like you stepped outside, and I was like, "What is going on?" And like when he came back in, I was like, "They have to show a replay." They kept showing a replay of the tackle.
Yeah,
of the,
not the actual lineup.
Yeah, like it was so weird because like the Patriots were like, "Wait, do we line up with their team or with the only two people with the ball? Like what do we do?"
The guy they're just sitting there like hungry, waiting for him to snap, and he does, and boom, right away.
Yeah, it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in football. I mean, it's worse than the butt fumble, which is really he just ran into a guy and fell down.
That's another guy's butt. That was pretty bad too.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. Then the dude scooping up the fumble and running the opposite way.
There was that. And then there was the Dolphins, and it was on Thanksgiving, and like 80 or it was like 94 or something like that. Whereas the Dolphins versus the Cowboys, and they blocked the field goal. The Cowboys won the game, and everyone's like,
but then the Cowboys
and then the guy like kicks it out of the, and then they pick it up in the end zone and win the game. So
there were some stupid plays, but this Colts one was just like, what was
too
bad? That was really, really bad. But the Patriots ended up winning 34-27. The revenge tour is alive. The revenge on the team that started the whole thing. Well, initially, really, it's the Ravens that told the Colts to accuse us, but the Colts did accuse us and got our revenge on them.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's dad wanted to be 60 to like 7, but it was a lot closer than that. But Brady threw one pick that wasn't even his fault.
Right. His first pick of the season.
Yeah, it was Edelman because his finger was hurt, so he was trying to like grab it a different way.
Yeah.
And he fumbled it, and instead of just like letting it fall, he tried to get it again, and the guy just got it.
Yeah.
So that was a pick 6, but it wasn't really Brady's fault. It was right to the guy, and Edelman just happened to drop the ball on that one.
Yeah.
All right, that was the end of the Sunday games. Then we had the Monday night game, the Giants at the Eagles. We both went Eagles. And they won 27-7, even though Bradford threw 3 interceptions. Yeah.
The
Giants and they just
weird. Them all over the place.
Yeah, it was a sloppy game on both sides. Neither team played all that well. Just the Eagles played better. What's his name? DeMarco Murray actually showed up.
Finally.
Yeah, finally in a Raven or Eagles uniform. Yeah. All right, well, let's move into Week 7. All right, Week 7, we have the first Thursday night game, the Seahawks at the Niners, the divisional game. This is a tough one. They both have the same...
About 2-4 record. Yeah. They both look... I mean, the 49ers, I have to say, look worse, but they're coming off a win, whereas the Seahawks are coming off a loss at home.
Yeah, which is tough to do. Like, the Seahawks lost at home. That's crazy.
And I'm going to go with the 49ers, man. I'm going to go 49ers here. 49ers at home.
All right, I'm going to have to go with the Seahawks. I mean, they're coming off a loss, but I mean, like, they are a really good team. And Russell Wilson is a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
So I can't see them continuing this losing streak, especially against a divisional game where, the Seahawks talked all that smack a couple years ago. I mean, of course, Gore is gone and whatever, or it wasn't even Gore he was talking about. It was Crabtree.
Yeah.
But, it's all the same. Like, I mean, it's a divisional game, so there's bad blood between them already, and I think the Seahawks on the road are going to make Sackerpick look like Sackerpick.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
All right, next first Sunday game is Bills visiting the Jaguars.
Bills and Jags. This
is the first live stream game they keep making.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is the England game. They're both playing in England, and it's like, can anybody watch it? Just go to Yahoo.
Yeah, just go to Yahoo and stream it. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to like have
cable,
ESPN or anything,
just
and log in or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I can, even if it wasn't televised, I could watch it.
If you wanted to, but why would you want to watch it?
Yeah, that's true. But I'm gonna have to go with the Bills. I think they are a much stronger team than the Jags, and neither of them are at home. So I have to go with the Bills, the better team.
Yeah. You made that point earlier. I was thinking Jags at home until we started talking right now about it being in over the pond.
Yeah.
Across the pond, whatever the term is. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Bills.
Yeah,
they're better, but I mean the Jags haven't been that bad this year.
Right.
They just have that stigma, like Jags. They're like we're talking about a bad player, like he's a Jag. You know, it's like it's become like a term. You know, but
yeah.
I'll go Bills.
All right, next we have the Browns at the Rams.
This whole week is tough, and this is a really good one.
Yeah, I think there's 5 games where I'm like, I'm gonna go with that game. I think the Bills Jags, that was one of the ones that was easier for me to choose than some of these other games.
See, even that one was kind of tough for me, but
yeah, Browns.
I'm gonna go ahead and go again with the Browns. I mean, after not last week, the week before, and they did play the Broncos pretty well. The Broncos have a really good defense. Rams are middling, you know, they're not terrible. Who did they beat? They beat the Seahawks, didn't they? Not that really matters this year.
No, they beat the Cardinals this year.
Cardinals, okay.
That was our first loss.
I'll go Browns here.
I'm gonna agree with you. The Browns. I think they're playing better football overall, and even though they're on the road, and the Rams did beat the Seahawks last year in their dome in St. Louis, but yeah, the Browns they just play better football overall, and I don't think Nick Foles meshes as well with the Rams as he did with the Eagles.
Yeah.
So yeah, Browns.
All right. Next we have Vikings at Lions.
Vikings and Lions. This is one of those kind of tough games. It's a little easier for me than probably for
you.
you.
Record, yeah.
I'm going to have to go with the Vikings because they're playing pretty good football. They almost beat the Broncos, you know, and the Lions, they've only got that one win. A few of them, you know, probably could have gone either way, but I have to go with the Vikings.
I'm going to keep regretting. I'm going to keep losing, but I somehow feel like the Lions, after seeing them last week, you know, Calvin Johnson finally scored me some points. He's on my fantasy team, scored a touchdown, and it seems like Stafford's kind of putting his faith in. I don't know. I'm gonna go Lions. I feel like they might win this one at home.
I want the Lions to win. I'm a bigger Lions fan than Vikings fan, but I'm gonna still go with the Vikings. All right, next we have the Texans at the Dolphins.
Another tough one because you really don't know. You know, the Dolphins after last week, it's like, did he really light a fire under them? And Joe Philbin, I think he, since the beginning, like, who the hell is this guy? Head coach, like, droop, 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 like he looks like this college professor or something. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be coaching football. So a lot of people were speaking out against him, and they were happy that this new guy was coming in. So I think maybe the Dolphins might go on a streak here, and I'm gonna have to go Dolphins.
With the Dolphins at home, especially against a team like the Texans, most definitely the Dolphins at home. You know, I think there is a spark under them now. You know, we can't keep losing. We want to compete with the Patriots and the Jets at this point for our division. So yeah, they're at home. They're definitely going to win.
Yeah. All right. We have Saints visiting the Colts.
This was a tough one for me.
Yeah.
Because the Colts aren't playing super well. They played better against New England than they have been in recent weeks. Except against the Titans, where they had a really terrible 3 quarters, then a super good fourth quarter. But other than that, and last week, they don't look like anything special. And the Saints, they've just been so bad up until last week when they beat an undefeated team.
Yeah.
But they're on the road. They're usually not a road team. I don't think Chuck Pagano's going to do anything stupid like that play. So I'm going to go with the Colts. I mean, they're both good quarterbacks, but Luck's the younger one, even though that shoulder injury. That first half of the New England game, he was just throwing those short passes, and it was working.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he started throwing those long bombs, and it kind of worked.
Some were way off.
Some were way off.
There should have been a lot more. We didn't pick him at all.
I don't think we did.
Yeah,
no.
There probably should have been, but.
All right, but I mean, he still threw him down there, so it's not like his shoulder, he can't get it down there because his shoulder hurts so bad.
Yeah.
So I think he's still a strong young quarterback, even if he might be slightly injured. So I think they're going to win.
Man, this is tough for me too. What was it? I heard something about Pagano earlier, but I'm losing his job. There's some analogy. It was really funny, but I wish I could remember. But man, worst play call of all time. You know what I mean? There's been some bad plays, but he actually called that. You know what I mean?
People like to say the Super Bowl call, throwing it instead of running it in.
Oh, but come on.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? If
I could see that when it was going, I was like, I could see them throwing because we're expecting the run, you know. And
we're expecting the run. You never think, all right, if we don't want to throw it, we might throw an interception. You don't want to think like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Do that in every play. Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't a bad call. It just happened to be intercepted.
Worked out badly. Yeah.
So the Colts one was definitely the worst.
Yeah. So I mean, based on last week alone, if we're looking at the whole season, I'd have to go Colts, but I'm feeling the Saints, man. I always like the Saints.
Yeah.
Coaching, obviously, a huge advantage.
Yes.
Saints. I'll probably regret it. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm thinking I might regret the Colts, but we'll see, I guess. All right, next we have the Steelers at the Chiefs.
Man, the Chiefs have been a dumpster fire.
Yes.
And the Steelers pulled out a good one. I don't know about this quarterback. Like, he was on the stage after he won, and just like he's no idea, like completely unexpected. Like, I didn't expect to be here right now. Like, it's just crazy we won this game. Like, I don't know.
Well, they beat a good team in the Cardinals.
Right. And I feel like a lot of the passes that he threw were lucky passes, but there's no lucky pass. You tend to throw the ball to that receiver, but I think it worked out. Like there was one that he had to come back for it. He should have thrown it. He probably could have kept going, But anyway, I'm gonna go Steelers. Better team here.
Yeah. Do we know that this guy's their quarterback this week?
Yeah, he is. Vic's
He is?
out. Yeah, Vic's
Okay,
out.
Vic's out. Okay, then I'm gonna have to go Steelers. I thought he was good when I thought he was playing instead of Vic. And I picked him to be.
Well, in the preseason, he did terribly. This guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't he take hundreds of snaps in the preseason? Like they said something about he took tons of snaps.
I just heard he did miserably.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought just in his performance that I've seen, he did really well. And against a team of the Chiefs that just seemed to be really struggling,
Right.
I'm going to have to go with the Steelers.
All right. Next, we have the Jets visiting the Patriots in New England, Foxborough.
Oh, man.
Mm.
I'm going to have to go with the away team. No, of course not. I'm going to go with the Patriots at home. The revenge tour continues. We have 3 of the next 5 games are at home or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Maybe 4 or 5, I think.
it's something like that.
The next 3 and then 4 of the next 5 are at home.
Something like that, yeah. But Patriots and the Jets. Even though the Jets are looking really tough,
Yeah.
I think we're going to have
that enough. All right, so we have another tough one. Buccaneers visiting the Redskins.
All right, this one is another one of those tough ones. Which team is worse, the Bucs or the Redskins?
Right.
Neither are good. For some reason, you went Redskins last week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the Bucs. They got the young, fresh quarterback.
The young buck.
Yeah, the young buck, exactly. Pun intended.
Yeah.
So Bucs. I guess.
Yeah, I can't do it again. The Redskins. They were playing the Jets, but anyway, the Bucs have kind of redeemed themselves to me. That they had a couple of really high-scoring games, and even though the way they got to those high-scoring games, it wasn't like you're Tom Brady throwing up the field. It was a lot of defense, but Redskins has neither defense nor offense, so I'm gonna have to go with the Buccaneers here.
All right.
Next, Falcons at Titans.
Falcons and Titans. This is a tough one, except it's not because the Titans aren't that good.
The Falcons were undefeated.
Yeah, they were. They lost a divisional game, but the Titans didn't. Marcus Mariota get kind of hurt in this last game.
Yeah, there was he's okay, but there was a play where the guy went low on his knees and it was kind of a debacle. But it seemed to me that it wasn't intentional. Whereas if you're looking at someone like Ndamukong Suh doing that, you would be clearly. But he didn't go in. He kind of fell into his leg and it looked kind of bad. But I don't think he's hurt.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to go Falcons. They just seem like a much stronger team, even though the Titans don't look too terrible. The Falcons look better.
Yeah, I agree. The Falcons, I think they lost on a couple. There was that snapper. It was a shotgun, but he snapped it like he was. You don't feel this man had with his hand on your ass right now,
right.
Or not having his hand on your ass, but Falcons are a superior team.
Yeah. All right, next we have the Raiders at the Chargers.
And at first, I was looking at this like it's kind of tough, but the Raiders have kind of fallen off. At first I was kind of high on them.
Yeah, that first 3 weeks, it was like, well, they played really well, even though they lost 1 or 2 of those 3 games.
Yeah.
They just continue to lose.
Yeah, and the Chargers lost, but it was a close game against Green Bay.
Right.
That they could just as easily have won if not for that swat in the end zone. So, Chargers at home. Next, Cowboys visit the Giants.
Oh, I haven't given my thoughts on that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's right. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm going to choose the Chargers. You're right. At home, they are a better team. even though the Raiders look okay this year, look better than they did last year, more comfortable anyway. And isn't this the same quarterback as quarterback
for the Raiders
in like 15 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, Chargers at home.
All right. So sorry, Cowboys at the Giants.
This one is tough because I hate the Giants so much.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys are in such disarray.
I'm not a fan of them either, but no.
Yeah, and Castle is supposed to be quarterbacking this week.
That's right.
But I don't think he's that great of a quarterback. He had that one awesome year in New England.
Yeah.
When Brady got hurt in week 1 of that season, but he sucked in Kansas City. He sucked in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And then didn't he go to like the Bills for a little bit too?
Yeah, yep, Bills, yeah.
Yeah, so he's been around and he hasn't played well for anybody.
And he's aging,
Yeah, so
he's in every conceivable category. He's better than Whedon, but the difference is that Whedon's been a backup longer, so he kind of knows it. I think that's why they didn't have Castle. They just picked him up like first week of the season or something like that.
Right.
So.
But I'm gonna have to go with the Cowboys. I can't pick the Giants.
Yeah,
I might regret that one because the Giants are probably going to win.
Not if they played like they did yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. So Cowboys, as long as their team can support Castle, I think they'll win.
Yeah, I have to agree. Not only because I hate the Giants, I think that the Cowboys probably kind of due for a win. So, as much as I hate both of these teams, I think Castle will do a much better job than Whedon and defeat the Giants in New York, New Jersey.
New Jersey. It should be the New Jersey Giants.
Yeah.
Anyway, next we have the Eagles at the Panthers, the undefeated Panthers.
Yeah, it's another good one still for me. I mean, despite the records. But I got to go Panthers, continuing their I mean, they beat the Seahawks. Not that the Seahawks are doing great. I kind of want to go for this being my upset. I guess would be considered the upset.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm gonna go Panthers here.
I'm going to go Panthers too. They're at home. They're playing really well.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles are hit and miss. So, yeah, Panthers at home.
All right.
To stay undefeated.
Yeah. Lastly, we have the Ravens at Cardinals.
Ravens and Cardinals
Here in Arizona.
Yeah, in Arizona. You have to go Cardinals. They're a strong team. They lost last week to the Steelers and to the Rams a couple weeks before that.
Mm-hmm.
But when they do play well, they're like unstoppable. Scoring 40-plus points a game, like it's crazy. And the Ravens have just looked so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Like it's
really
super awesome that the Giants aren't doing that well. The Ravens suck. And it sucks. The Jets are doing pretty good.
Jets are doing well, yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of nice that the Broncos, sure they're undefeated, but they're not.
They're still
that well.
being perceived, and really Peyton Manning, not the team, but
right. Yeah, Peyton Manning is playing pretty poorly, so
you can't bench him though, so they're kind of stuck with him.
Yeah, but I think the Cardinals are going to win. We're at home. We're coming off a loss. The Ravens aren't that good this year. So once we get going, especially with our crowd behind us,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna score like 40 points, I think.
Yeah, I have to agree. Ravens are miserable. There was a picture, a shot earlier. I guess it's Levi Stadium. Did they play last week in San Francisco? Ravens 49ers. Wherever it was, I saw a shot where the kicker's plant foot. The one he's going to kick, but his foot's like in the ground, like the lawn or the field was so poorly.
Oh, really?
Whatever. Anyway, it's not really relevant. I'm gonna go Cardinals. I just thought it was funny that it was that bad. I mean, this is an NFL field. His foot's like 6 inches in the ground. It was crazy.
Wow. All right, let's do a recap of our picks this week. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm picking the Seahawks, the Bills, the Browns, the Vikings, the Dolphins, the Colts, the Steelers, the Patriots, the Buccaneers, the Falcons, the Chargers, the Cowboys, the Panthers, and the Cardinals.
I went 49ers. I went Bills, even though I still kind of want to go Jags here. I went Browns. I went Lions. I went Dolphins, Saints, Steelers, Pats, Bucks, Falcons, Chargers, Cowgirls, Panthers, Cards.
All right, so we deferred on a few games.
Yeah, for the most part, we're the same.
Yeah, we deferred on at least one, two, at least three. I think it was just three.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see.
Hopefully, those are the three that I get right. Probably the rest wrong.
We'll see. And tune in next week to see if we did get these wrong. or right. So tune in. Until then, we are your hosts, Movie Master Mike,
And Boston Boy,
reminding you to speak your geek.
balance your geek.
Geek Equilibrium.